Hello everybody. So what I ended up using was the stop button that we had pointed to stop the program, and it finally worked. So our issue was that the program was asking us to whether we wanted to do the image or not. Now, as a safety precaution, I'm going to set up a mechanism here that would automatically stop the system just in case it went loose the way it did earlier. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this, if this is greater than create constant, let's say 20, and then either if I click the stop button or this occurs, I want you to stop the system. So there we go. Now we have a backup plan. The other thing I want to do here is set up a system that runs on a button, and I'm going to set this up very simply. Now we could do, instead of a case, well, I'm gonna do a case structure, but basically it depends on what we click. We want things to happen based on that. So I'm gonna get this to include this entire piece of data right here, everything basically, and I'm gonna have it waiting on this button. So if we click OK, I want this to happen, otherwise nothing will happen. Create a constant for the array that's empty so that it's satisfied. Instead of OK, let's do select points. And now let's run the system. Nothing happens. If I click, see, select point. Oh, this is running more than 20 times. Okay, you know what? Just forget about this. It's fine. Let's see what's going on here. So I have a emergency stop button that I can use. I'm just going to conveniently place it on top of wherever the X is. Alright, so we run the system. Nothing should happen. You should click select points. You select the point, maybe another point, and then maybe you cancel. And you see it did this again because this did not unlatch. And that was the thing I was most afraid of. There. So this is not unlatching. And I think that has to do with the mechanical action where I needed to actually release. So let's run it again. Select this point. See, it just unlatched. It went from dark to light. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we stop. Now I can do select points again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I selected 2 sets of points because we have not set up the advanced system. And when we're done, we click the big stop. Okay, I'm actually going to leave this here because it was perfectly positioned. So we have a button now that says select the points. We can customize these buttons later on, get something else. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we have the arrays right here of 4 points, X's and Y's. What we could do is we could adjust this further, but I'm not going to do that now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the exact same button, and I'm going to say change or set point 1, right? I'm going to remove the labels off of these and just work with them as they are right now. So set point 1, or maybe it should say reset point 1. We can adjust this later on, but for now I'm gonna leave it as is. So we can reset point 1, we can reset point 2, we can reset, are they on the right latch mechanism? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna need this twice, 2 more times. There we go. Reset point 3, reset point 4. right? So reset point 1, reset point 2, reset point 3, reset point 4, select, okay. And then we'll have a big auto select. So we'll fix this, we'll set up better points, whatever. We'll get back to how this will look like. This is the canceling, we'll come back to it as well. So let's say you go select points when the system is running, and I want to do reset point 1. So let's come here. Here are our points. OK button 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we're going to run into some serious complications because of what I'm about to do. So what I want to do is, first I have an array of all the points, which are right here. And if somebody clicks, in our case, someone here clicked the OK button, the first one, which is select all the points. That's in the first case true. Now what I want to do is I want to select a case system where a system is smart enough and it knows what's going on. So whether I click this button, OK button, or OK button 2, OK button 2 is actually reset point 1. And I'm going to test the system with this. I am going to do the following. First, I am going to build an array out of the OK button and OK button 2. And then this array, I will do exactly what I did here and convert this array into zeros and ones. Now I have zeros and ones, right? Now I need to do, well, now I need to make space again. You always need space. And I'm going to give this, I think I'm, okay. And I'm going to give this a lot of space. Now I need to set up a checking system to make sure that my system is running correctly. If, let's do add array elements. If the array elements are greater than, okay, this is greater than 0. If they are greater than, comparison greater or equal to, or just greater than, just greater. If they are greater than 1, and this is a check, so basically if you click 2 buttons at the same time really fast, I want it to not do anything. And in this case, this is a small simple thing, and I want to use a simple system where we'll set it to 0. There we go. In the false case, I want it to take not the sum, but the location of the 1, right? So in other words, what I want it to do is to take the array, to search this one, the array, for the, well, for the number 1, which I have right here. I can actually use this, or I can have it done again. Oh, system went crazy. Element 1, and that will tell me where the index of that is, and I want it to give that out, and this to be my case system. Now I'm hoping I didn't confuse everyone. So I want to make this case 0. In this case, case 0 is the default case, but I have a case 1 and 0 is the default case. Okay, I'd like case 1, make case 1 the default case. No? Okay, make case 0 the default. I'll add 1 case at the end. Yeah, I'll add a case at the end. For now, I'm gonna make, whoa. For now, I'm gonna make this case 1 default, make this case default. Okay, for now I want the 0 to be default. Case 1, what case 1 is in the event of me, let me move this off screen. I have actually another screen here, so I can see it, but you guys can't, sorry. So, okay, things are getting very, very complicated at this point. So, this array, I would like to send it in, get rid of this, set it as a shift register, and have the shift register enter with a constant of 0. I know I have not described what shift registers are, and I'm sorry. Basically, it's updating the data. So there we go. So now I always have the access to an array of zeros, even in the initial case of nothing. So what we're going to do here is now we set up this system that will tell me whether I clicked this button or this button, right? So if I click the big button, it does this. If I click the other button, it does this, and so on. So that's basically what's going on right here. Now I'm gonna move this down here and move this further away. So what happens if I click the first button? So what the first button says is I want to reset point 1. Now in the event that you already set point 2, 3, and 4 and you're just trying to reset point 1, all I need to do, what I need to do is I need to redraw points 2, 3, and 4, but not point 1, because point 1 is about to be drawn. So this is going to complicate things, and it's going to make us use this system multiple times. And because that is what will be happening, what I would like to do is I would like to take these numbering systems and set them as a sub VI. So here's what we do. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. You select what you want to do as a sub VI, in this case these. No, not right click. Let me select them again. I thought it was right click. Maybe right click anywhere? No. Okay, so you select them and we go here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save. I just realized I haven't saved in forever. I'm gonna save this to the desktop. I'm gonna call it lab underscore main. LabX main. Okay, and now I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do is select this, go to tools. Is it tools or operate? It's one of these. View, edit. There, edit, create sub VI. There it is. It just created a sub VI for me. So what is a sub VI? So if I double click this and I go to the code, here it is. This is what a sub VI does. It just literally, I just created a block. I'm gonna convert these to normal squares, and there it is. So what I just did is I created this little block code right here, and I can actually, I would like to put it in a block sequence, and that's just because I'm just trying to be more perfect in the way I'm doing this. So there it is. I can make this bigger. So now this code will run every time I do it. I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna save this as LabX underscore point. Okay, and there we go. So now we have this, and we can close that, and we can close that, and there it is. Now, something I have not discussed is this point here, where we can actually double click it. Now it's gonna take a second to process the double clicking, but there we go. And what I can do here is I can actually edit what this looks like. So I could do a block of, let's say, pure white, and just erase, oh, okay, white on white. Just erase all these, and I can do whatever I want here, which I will do later. For now, I'm going to keep it as a blank white square. We'll edit that never. Well, we'll edit it when the time comes, which could be never. So now we have these points pretty perfect. Okay, I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna, instead of this being here, I can actually right click and say let's see, disconnect this terminal, and then I can select this terminal and connect it to this variable, and then file, save, and then close, and then come here, and now this is connected to that. Again, I know I have not discussed this, and I am sorry. I'm doing this right now and I didn't want to do it off camera. So what this block does, very simple, is it takes the image and at any point I give it, it will add the number I tell it to add at that point and give me the image out. That's all it does. That's all what this block does. I'll give it a picture, a fancy picture later on, but for now this is fine. So why is this important? Because when I come here, I have an array of points, right? And I told the system, oh, I just realized something. This point that we have been dealing with so far needs to be a shift register as well, and needs to be updated from the old image. Oh no, we cannot update it from the old image. I'm sorry. There is a big complication going on right now in my head. Place with a tunnel. Keep it as a tunnel. So, it's kind of difficult to explain what's going on. This image, right, is updating because it has a reference number to this image here, which is the image we've been dealing with this entire time. Now, when this image is adjusted, what ends up happening is that this purple line is a reference to the image. So when I edit it here, I'm literally editing the image everywhere else, right? Which is something we don't exactly want to do yet. What we need is an image to be able to test with. And to do that, we're going to go to Vision and get a duplicate image. Through image management, there should be here image IMAQ copy. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy, right? And what this tells me is what I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna copy this image onto a second image, which is test 2 in this case, and that image is gonna be an original image. So now what I have access to is an original image. So create an indicator. Oh no, create another image. Set that here. So now this image is an original image. See, let me run this. And okay, so we put a point, 2 points, 3 points, and 4 points, and then cancel. Oh. Why is it stuck? Wait, why was it asking? This is weird. Why can't I click the stop button? There. What just happened? Let's see what just happened. So the default case is 0, right? And since 0 is the default case, what happened is 0 was processing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make case 1, make this the default case. Let us see. If we set 0 as a case, and we can make 0 the default case, and then we can have these set up as options. So we take the index, if we take the index and we increment it by 1, right, and having 0 as the default case, that means that this we can now add a case here. Oh no, can I what? Can I rearrange? Swap diagram with case. Okay, shift diagram to show case, rearrange cases. There we go. So let's take the 2, sort 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the 1 and shift diagram case to 2. So now 1 has nothing, and then I'm going to take 0, shift diagram case to 1, and now 0 will make this the default case, and in the default case I don't want anything to happen. Okay, there we go. So now I just fixed it so that we have a default case where nothing happens. So in the second case, we will probably need to access this data right here. So I'm going to extract this data to the outside so that we can access it from anywhere. So now we can access this data in here if we need it. So we're gonna go to case 2, right? Case 2 is button 2, making it kind of easier. Now if we come here, array, we can index the array to get the sentence we want. In this case we want the 0th sentence, which we don't have to set 0, but I'm going to do that anyways. And what we need to do or focus on now is we need to get the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to be put as numbers on the original image, which will now copy the image we already have. So let us do the following. So what we're going to do is we're going to do not a for loop, but we are going to need to add a function that is not here, right? To do that, what we need to do is go here to select the VI, and then we need to select LabXPoint. And there it is. Here's LabXPoint. Now LabXPoint requires an image. In this case, I'm going to use our second, the fake image, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to use the... This is getting interesting. How to do this to protect this image to always be there. Okay, so what we need to do is instead of having this test here, this copy. Okay, so here's the solution. This copy needs to be in the case itself, right here. So we take the original image, we copy it, and then we take the copy and we work with that. And this image, what we see, needs to be the copy. And we're going to have to set that here as well, and here as well, from the original. From the original, we only access the copy. Now all the copies need to be deleted at the end, so we're going to have to come back and check on that. Okay, I'm going to call this, instead of, I'm going to give it a more official name of temp0. That's the original template. This, I will give it temp1 for case 1. I can move this up here now, and I can adjust this. Okay, so there's temp0, there's going to be temp1. I'm going to take that here. Here we will have temp2. So what we're doing now is we're literally creating new images so that we can edit them without affecting the original image. So now we have a copy which we can play around with, and what we need to set is the points and the number that we're going to set to that point. Now we know that we're resetting the first point here, right? So what we need to do is we need to take the data from this line and add it into here. So how do we do that? First, we need to eliminate the piece of data that we don't need. In this case, the first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete from array. I will take this array. Once I'm done with this, we might actually be able to automate the resetting of a single point, and you guys will see how. So here we go. So we're over here. What we need to do now is delete something. In this case, let me bring the help file back here. So the length is 1, but the index we're going to have to set. In this case, I want to delete the first index, 0. So this just deleted the 0th number, right, from this array. Now I need a numeric array that's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm just going to create a quick numeric array. There we go, and create a control indicator, a constant. I want to run this 4 times, and I'm doing this as +1, and just to be consistent, to the consistencies in here just to be consistent. Oh, I see. This is the number we wanted to implant, to put into our sub VI, which was the number as a number, and it was number 0, and it's automatically +1 in here. So we don't actually need to +1 it at all, because it's already done in the VI. Okay. So another thing we can do in editing the icon is we can come here. There's a place we can go here. VI properties perhaps? No. I have not worked with this, but there's a way where I can set what everything is, and that might be in the name of it. So what is this is gonna be image in. So image in. This is going to be image out. This is going to be point x, y, x and y. And this is going to be number -1, right? So -1 because we did a +1 inside of it. So file, save, come here. When we click on this, the help file now shows us image in, image out, the point x and y, and the number -1. So that's important. Alright, so now we can come back here. My number does not need to be fancy at all, just needs to be a generated array number. Again, what I'm doing now is something I have not discussed in the past, and again I can be sorry for that. So there we go. Now I have a default number accessible wherever I want it. In this case I'd like to use it in here, and also I would like to perform the same deletion to this array at this same point, right? And then this is the points I'm going to use, and this is the array I'm going to use, and now I know for a fact that it's going to be 3 times, but even though that's not necessary, I can put this in an end loop, get this from here indexed, and get this from here also indexed, running through this system where it's going to ask me. Now it's running through here 3 times, right? And then I would like it to update itself every time. So we do a shift register. Oh, whoa. I need to readjust the wires for the shift register. There we go. So now the image just updated itself 3 times with the points 2, 3, 4, because I already deleted the point 1, and just sent itself to out here. Let me demonstrate what we just did. So I'm going to run the system again from scratch, just to show you guys what happens. So first, we come and select points automatically. We'll give it a name later. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, it's supposed to update over here, but it did not. Stop. Let's see what just happened there. We take a copy. The copy comes out here and is processed. But, okay, so what's happening is, here's what's happening. What's happening is the initial case, the default case, which is always processing, is keeping us with the original image, not the copy, right? So this image needs to be shift registered back in here, and this needs to be used in the default case only. Right? In the default case, I'm going to move this a little down. In the default case, where nothing is happening, I need the system to, let's get this all the way here, I need the system to only show me that picture. So there we go. That was the error that I had. Now we have a new error. So the new error, which is due to the error that, due to me solving the problem we first had, is that now, the first time this runs, what it is showing me is an image of nothing, when this should be this image. And I'm going to import that, and this will import only the first time, as a reference number. And even though I don't want that, I can go ahead and perform a copy. I'm not sure if this will be a problem. Let me test it. Let me test this before I go off topic here. Select points 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we click reset point 1, what should happen at this point is the number 1 should disappear. There it is. The number 1 just disappeared. Select points again. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, when I clicked select point again, it reselected all points, right? So these are things that we need to keep in mind, and we'll come back to them and explain what's going on later on. When we're done, we click the big stop button, which does not have any text on it. Probably because I deleted the text by mistake. Let's see, properties. Oh, this is taking a while. Visible label, caption, visible. Stop! Okay. Oh, that's up here. No, that's not what we wanted. Interesting. Well, does not matter. Okay, we'll come back to it. So this image thing seems to have worked. It did not affect the reference number because we did not use it. And again, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to waste time explaining what's going on. So the next step that we need to worry about here is that when we clicked reselect point 1, we got an image that picked 1, 2, and 3, but we did not perform any selection, which is the next thing we're going to need, is this select option. So we come here to the selection, we take the image in that we want to ask, and that image is going to be processed outwards. Now what ends up happening is we are going to get, and let me move this in here, we have the prompt, what we want the computer to ask, and that's going to be what we got from here. This 0 and this 0, I believe, are the same 0. So every time we change, and you'll see why I'm doing this, because now if you want to change the second number, all I have to do is set this to 1, and it will change the second number. So we're kind of simplifying the code by making it look this way. The last thing here is the point that we got out of here. If you guys remember, what we did here was we deleted it. Now what we need to do is we need to reinsert it into the system. Insert into array. We're inserting into this array. What we are inserting is these new points are the new elements, where we're inserting them at the last point, and this is going to come out here with the new data. So let's see how this works. We start the program. There's the video. Select the points. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Now I want you to remember that they are all pretty much 385, 385, 390, 385. Now if we click reset point 1, first we don't see point 1 anymore because it's 2, 3, 4. We could probably show it. Nobody thought of this. We could probably show it as a non-filled image, a non-filled point. But maybe we want to put it over here and say OK. So now the point moved. You guys see that? But we didn't see it move over here because we did not redraw it. So what we need to do is to take this and redraw the point over here, which is from the same index that we've been dealing with all along, and then that image comes out here. Now let me show you this. Hopefully this will work. So select all points, select first point, second point, third point, fourth point, reset point 1, I want it here now. There you go. Stop. Now let us go ahead and add that interesting feature, right? So what if we want to do this and not have it filled? Oh, I just realized if we do that, we're going to enter a world of complication. Okay, let's not deal with that right now. So here's the problem. The problem is that we would need to access this in here, which is very difficult to access the way we have it. We would need to create a default system that always does it filled. We would add a true or false sensor up here, with a default value of always setting it to fill unless we set it to not fill. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Alright, there we go. This code, which looks very messed up right now, performs the task at hand. Now I'm gonna set this to the number 1 and show you what happens. Now I'm gonna click this, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna be resetting the second point. So let's run the system, select all the points, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, reset. I have to click this button because this one's not active yet. But now 1, 3, 4, I need to set point 2, click OK, there's point 2, right? So this is an excellent piece of work, code, because now we can probably put these 4 resets into one case. So the first case would be the automatic, the second case would be to reset, and then it automatically knows whether we're resetting point 1, 2, 3, or 4, and through this number alone I can control all that. So you guys see that? So I don't have to do a case for each one. So I can easily combine them all instead of having a one-by-one system. And then we would have an overall smaller code, simpler to work with, simpler to understand. Alright, perfect. I'm gonna end this video over here, and we'll go ahead and start the next phase next time. See you guys soon. Bye.